Hey guys, welcome. So I'm going to be doing a pick a pile reading. So you can either pick Chrysocolla or you can pick Tiger's Eye. So choose. But I'm starting with Chrysocolla. Alright. I guess I'll just spread them out because I can't shuffle with one hand. How am I supposed to do this? Ooh. Okay, repeated, don't report this, because they're all nude. But, okay, so Chrysocolla stands for, new beginnings. And this card kind of talks about, sometimes we can get, like, too heavy into our logical mind, and it can weigh us down, especially if our logical mind is rooted in perhaps like toxic mental cycles. Like if you have like habit of like thinking negatively or you're having like negative self-talk, like sometimes it's really good to detach from your over analytical mind, because you could be like kind of running in circles that aren't necessarily serving you. And so it's good to like hop out of these things and kind of like just detach and just be with yourself like spiritually, instead of like in thought too much, because sometimes we can be just so deep in thought in a negative space that it's like hard to ever perceive that logic could ever take us to a positive space. So yeah, it's kind of like detach from like your mind a bit, and it could help clear up and like help you foresee these new beginnings and how you could actually like experience something different than you have been experiencing. If you're in this mental place where you feel like you can only repeat cycles that you don't necessarily want to repeat anymore, then it would be important for you to detach a bit, and that might help you do so. That's funny. I went to like pick up this deck, but then this one stayed here, which this represents new beginnings as well, new physical beginnings, and I think that these are wanting to come into your life. But like I said, you may be in this like a bit of a mental space where you're not necessarily foreseeing how things can just be different. And it's like, okay, well, like, they can be different, but you just need to switch your perspective. But you may be a little bit too detached to your perspective just based on what you've experienced before. But things are really trying to change right now. Like, they really are. Like, the world is wanting to experience different frequencies. But it's almost like our identity has become so rooted in the frequencies we've experienced before that we can't even, like, foresee who we would be or how we would be in these new beginnings with completely different frequencies than we've experienced. And so yeah, just detach a bit and then find yourself in this new frequency that's trying to come forward. And then no, I'm just gonna do this. Environmental awareness. Peace of mind. Okay, I'll just do. Okay. Okay, so environmental awareness. Okay, so I guess this could be potentially like being aware of how your environment is affecting you and how you're allowing it to affect you, or potentially like these new beginnings are like you're needing to leave things behind, because maybe you'll start to be aware that like a lot of the reason you're potentially in a mind state that doesn't allow you to be in a positive vibration is because of what you're immersing yourself in. Potentially it could be like this could be detaching from the things going on in the world a bit, because like social media can make that really intense, and sometimes it's like nice to like realize what you're consuming and realize what you're consuming and realize you're like, do I want to tap into this? Like, is this something I want to tap into? Because your environment has a big impact on you. Yeah, okay, so peace of mind. I'm like, I put the card back. I was like, I know you don't read that. But yeah, peace of mind, like your environment like has a lot to do with your peace of mind. So if your environment is not serving your peace of mind, like maybe switch your environment, because Ace of Pentacles, like this is a physical new thing. And I don't know if you're identified with the physical that you're in now, like is it serving you? because new things are wanting to come forth. So maybe be aware how they're not serving you and what needs to be changed to bring this peace of mind into your life that's wanting to service, wanting to manifest, and wanting to become like the forefront of your reality. But there's things potentially in your way of doing that you're maybe attached to a bit too much, but there's part of you that wants to be birthed that is found in other places. And yeah, this has to do with part of your path, is like moving forward into these new beginnings. Yeah, so anything disturbing this, anything that you're aware is disturbing this, is probably not, is maybe what you need to detach from so that you can have this. And then you'll understand where you're supposed to go for this. Alright. I'm talking so long. Apologies if I just repeated the same thing like 30 times. But, okay, we're on to Tiger's Eye, which represents balance. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same order. The Seven of Wands. So this is tapping into your passion. So there's potentially, like, if you're feeling depleted in your life, if you're not feeling balanced, and if you're feeling as if there's something that's not there, it's like very much so like needing to tap back into your passion. Like you're needing to fuel your creativity right now. Like that's super important for you right now, is to do that. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. If you're feeling all over the place, it's because you're not following your passion. I gotta look in the book, see what this says specifically. Courage. The world is bursting with opportunities for passionate involvement. But it kind of seems as if you're not necessarily diving into that. And so this is making you, it's like you need the courage to obviously go out and do that. But it's like sometimes it's like you just have to like give yourself that push. Like sometimes it's like, oh, like I don't feel comfortable doing that, but like I also don't necessarily feel fulfilled and feel like everything's coming together right now. And I feel like sometimes it's like you have to go out of your comfort zone to like find the balance that you're really desiring. Like, I don't know, I guess if we're getting like personal in my life, like I was not feeling like I was being balanced in my life, and then these opportunities to like be more social were coming into my life. And normally I'm like I was like straying away from being social because I just like wasn't necessarily that comfortable with being social, because I don't know, I just wasn't. There were like things I'd gone through that like made me like not necessarily feel comfortable or safe around others. And then I like had built so much like trust in myself that finally I embraced and had the courage to like finally just like embrace like being around people again. And I was like, holy shit, like I didn't realize that's what I needed to like bring this balance into my life. Like I didn't realize that's what I needed, but I like finally like decided to like dive in and do that, and it brought so much like balance into my life. And I feel like way more supported. I like feel way more supported by the universe, by others, because I feel like the opportunities that are coming right now are really like for us if you're like feeling drawn to them. They are teaching us something in some manner, in some light, which is obviously your job to discern. But I don't know, I'd have the courage to like go in and see what that may be, because maybe you're gonna go into something to realize you're like, oh, like I shouldn't be doing this, and now I know this now. But or you're gonna go into that and be like opened up and be like, holy shit, like that's exactly what I needed to do. But like either way, like you can't really grow or find out anything new without experiencing new things. So it's kind of like have courage, and then these things will start to come together, because it's hard to perceive what things are and how things could grow and manifest and become, like, when you're not even necessarily willing to, like, experience them in real life, and, like, leaving them in this illusionary abyss type state. Like, sometimes it's like, holy shit, like, I need to dive in and really experience life for what it is and have it teach me in presence, rather just in a figment of my imagination of it that may not particularly even be real. Yeah. Yes, oh my goodness, this is really, yeah. If you're feeling a little bit all over the place, it's because you're too much in your feminine energy. And, like, potentially, like, feminine energy, if you're too much in your feminine energy, you could be a little bit caught up in some illusions. But just because, like, feminine, like, yeah, like, you can just get caught up in your illusions if you're not balancing with your masculine energy. And I feel like you've been a little bit too much in your feminine energy, or you haven't been, but you were in this state of, like, reflectivity, but now it's time to step out into the divine physical world. But it's like you're gonna have to have some courage to do this, because you got so used to your solitude, but now you're not necessarily feeling fulfilled in your solitude, so you're gonna have to find courage to step out into this world. But I'm feeling like this is, like, something that is very, like, divinely guided for you, especially if, like, something that, like, if you have opportunities that you're, like, that, like, make you nervous, but you're, like, also feeling drawn to at the same time, like, definitely dive into those things. Because this is a time of, like, the world's wanting to, like, you to experience new things, so of course it makes you uncomfortable a bit, but it's, like, good for you. Like, this is a time of growth. Stand your ground. These ones, I like these ones. Okay, so, stand your ground. Okay, so this can also be... this can also be, like, something about bringing balance into your life. Can also be about if there is, like, how do I explain this? If there is something in your life that's, like, bringing chaos into your life, you need to have the courage to, like, step into your divine masculine energy and be like, nah, like, this is not serving me, like, this is not for me, like, no. Like, sometimes this could, like, when I was saying, like, you could be too much in your feminine energy, you could be too passive, and you're, like, not actually living your life, but you're, like, dreaming of your life, and you're like, oh, I wish things could be better, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, well, things could be better, but, like, you're not doing anything about it. You're not stepping into your masculine energy to do anything about it. This could be related to what I was saying, but this could also be related to potentially, I'm kind of tapping into, like, two different things, but it could also just be, like, there's something in your, like, physical world that you need the courage to get out of, because it's creating chaos, and you're, like, needing to stand your ground more further. Yeah. Yes. But also, this can also just be about, like, believing in yourself. Like, if you are, like, not feeling fulfilled and just being in, like, your feminine energy and being alone, and you're wanting to step out, like, know that, like, you can trust yourself. Like, you know what's good. Like, you don't have to, like, be scared of things right now, because, like, you've built this relationship with yourself. Like, you don't have to, like, be swayed into anything. Like, you don't have to, like, be too worried about, like, how people could influence you, because you know who you are. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm pulling another one of these. Oh. Yes. Okay, yeah, totally. I'm like, that kind of goes with both. Like, it's like, you don't need to, like, please people, but you can also realize that, like, in the face of people, like, you don't need to, like, abandon yourself. Like, you never need to abandon yourself. Like, you're very self-reliant. Like, trust in yourself. Like, you don't have to, like, please people. Like, you're not born to be a people pleaser. You're born to do what is right for you. Wow. Kindness. Yeah, be kind to yourself. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is, like, totally, like, oh no, like, you're not giving yourself what you need. That's why you're feeling out of balance. But you could either be in the wrong places in the physical. That could even mean, like, yeah, it kind of feels like there's, Yeah, oh my gosh. You're not giving yourself what you need, y'all. You're not giving yourself what you need. You're not having the courage to give yourself what you need. But you deserve what you need. Oh my gosh. That's what would bring balance into your life, is giving yourself what you need. Okay. That's why I had to say, give yourself what you need.